Very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News here on TV1. You're joining me, David Paldano. Now, before we head into your stories in more detail, let's first take a look at your headlines. $150 to 200 millimeters of rain expected across the island. Naval communities requested to be vigilant due to strong winds. Sajid Premadasa's manifesto to be unveiled on the 31st. Presidential candidate Gotabaya Rajapaksa attends a public rally in Hingurakuda. Centre-left Alberto Fernandez wins Argentina presidential election. Now taking a look at your election news now, presidential candidate of the National Democratic Front, Sajid Premadasa, attended a rally held in Chilau yesterday. Before he attended the rally, Sajid Premadasa met the Chilau Archbishop Valence Mendes for a discussion. Following the discussion, Sajid Premadasa attended the rally. The rally was organized by the chairman of the Chilau Urban Council, Tushan Abesekara. The rally was also attended by the former deputy ministers who have represented the SLFP, Neomal Pereira and Victor Anthony. The request from the fishing community in Chilau is to develop the fishery harbours here. I have considered this request wholeheartedly and will make sure that I will fulfill it. We have also planned to develop the Chilau city and make it a comprehensive complex. I pledge that the son of the late Ranasinghe Premadasa will find a solution and do justice to the garbage issue which is experienced by the Puttalam people without passing the ball to anyone. The government which will be established on the 16th will be a new government. We will move forward in a new way under a new leadership. We will not allow the people who are involved in corrupt activities to be part of the government. We will establish a clean governance, a government that will not steal and a government that will strengtthen the national security. Now, presidential candidate of the SLPP, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, attended a public rally held in Hingurakuda yesterday.
This rally was held at the Gamuda grounds in Hingurakuda. The meeting was organized by Mid-Area Electorate Organizer of the SLPP, former Provincial Council member Amarakirthi Adukorala.
I know that there is a large number of war heroes from the forces and members from the Civil Defence Force from this area. I am the one who formed the Civil Defence Force concept. Back then, those who were identified as the Grama Arakshaka members were trained, vested with an automatic weapon, given a proper uniform with dignity and formed a Civil Defence Force of over 40,000 members around the island. They were treated as soldiers. If someone is spreading false rumours, you very well know who gave you the positions you have right now. So like you were fooled back then by false promises, do not be fooled today by false rumours. You know, after this government was elected, they brought down the international courts. These were done with the approval by this cabinet. This new cabinet of ministers are the ones who surrender before foreign powers and who work for NGOs. They won't pay any attention for national security. They had no idea. They gave no priority to it. This is why bombs exploded again in the country that we protected.
The presidential candidate of the National People's Power Movement, Merida Sanika, attended a public rally in Triharya, Nitampur.
The rally was attended by supporters of the National People's Power Movement.
කාලෙක දුප්පත් වෙන්න බෑ.
If the country is poor, then its rulers should also be poor. In our country, the country is poor, but the rulers are not. Their accounts are full and their assets are rich. This is amazing. They have houses in Malava, apartments in Dubai. They have houses in England. How is this possible? The country is in debt and the accounts that belong to the rulers became even stronger. What has happened here? They have robbed billions of public funds and filled their accounts. If this country is to develop, we need a corruption-free country.
නේද? තමන්ගේ දීපල රැස් කරන් තියෙන. මේකයි සිද්ධ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එහෙනම් මේ රට හදන්න නම් වංචාව දූෂණය නැති පාලනයක් හදන්න ඕන.
Taking a look at more political news now, a public rally was organized in support of the presidential candidate of the National People's Power Movement, Merida Sanika, in Valimada yesterday.
The rally was organized under the auspices of Tilwin Silva and Samantha Vidyaratna.
MP Venerable Athureli Ratnathero staged a protest in Kandy. What did he ask there? He asked to remove Azad Saleh, Hizbullah, Badiuddin from their positions. Then what happened? If they don't strip them off their positions, he will force down to death. Then what happened? The people of the city intervened. They put banners, asked for blessings. They conducted Bodhi Pujas and said they will set themselves on fire if something happens to Venerable Ratnathero. They said they will take their lives. The country was in turmoil. We were all afraid as to what will happen to the country. At that time, those Muslim leaders resigned from their positions. Then Venerable Ratnathero called his protest off. Then what happened? Thereafter, President came and Hizbullah decided to pledge his support to Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Venerable Ratnathero also decided to pledge his support to Gotabaya. Now, Venerable Ratnathero, who protested to remove Hizbullah from his position, is in the same side.
Hizbullah වයින් කරපන් කියලා මාරාන්ත උපාසකරු රතන හමුදුරුවයි Hizbullah දෙන්නම ඉන්නෝනේ එක කඳුරේ එක වේදිකාවේ.
We are now joined by Martin Satyanesan to give us the latest on the weather report here in Sri Lanka. Martin?
Thank you, David. Issuing a weather advisory, the Met Department noted 150 to 200 millimeters of rain can be expected across the island. Now, the department also noted the reasoning for this was due to the atmospheric disturbance in the southwest Bay of Bengal to the south of the island. And also the Met Department notes very heavy falls between 150 to 200 millimeters can be expected at some places in the northern, eastern, Uva province, central province and southern provinces along with Sabaragamu provinces and in Polan Arua districts. Heavy falls above 100 millimeters also can be expected at some places. The Met Department also noted that this month. The Met Department also noted windy conditions over the island, particularly in the eastern slopes of the central hills in Nuwara and Matala districts, and over the southern and northwestern provinces is expected to increase up to 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. Now, the general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. Back to the main studios with other weather stories. Kavichimadua Dam in Anamadua was opened. Our correspondent said many low-lying areas are underwater due to this situation. 2 of 6 spill gates at the Thabova Reservoir also been opened. The irrigation department of the Putlam district said due to the prevailing weather conditions, the rest of the spill gates also will be opened. Also, owing to the weather conditions, 2 spill gates were opened at 2 feet in Rajangane Reservoir. Our correspondent noted the spill gates at the Hangamo Reservoir was opened. 600 feet of water is released per second. Meanwhile, Naval and Fishing Department has advised the one-day fishing vessels and small fishing boats to refrain from going to the sea. The Assistant Director at Search and Rescue Operations attached to the Fisheries Department requested the naval communities to refrain from engaging in fishing activities in Bay of Bengal. Meanwhile, our correspondent noted, according to the advice from the Met Department, the naval communities in Gaul, Hikkaduwa, Dorandu areas refrain from engaging in fishing activities. Meanwhile, our correspondent stated that the Road Development Authority is taking measures to remove water from the Akurala area on Gaul-Colombo Main Road.
Now taking a look at some international news that made headlines, center-left opposition candidate Alberto Fernandez has been elected president of Argentina in a vote dominated by economic concerns. Fernandes secured more than the 45% of the vote needed to win, beating Conservative incumbent Mauricio Macri. Raucous crowds gathered at Fernandes's election headquarters to celebrate his victory. The vote was held amid an economic crisis that has left a third of Argentina's population in poverty. Marci has trailed behind his challenger in pre-election polls and was trounced by the opposition in primary elections in August.
A man is due to appear in court with charges over the death of 39 people found dead in a lorry in Essex.
Maurice Robinson, aged 25, in Northern Ireland, is due to appear via video link at Cheswemford Magistrates Court. The bodies were found in a lorry in the early hours of Wednesday on an industrial estate in Grays. Robinson is charged with 39 counts of manslaughter, conspiracy to traffic people, conspiracy to assist unlawful immigration and money laundering. DNA tests are being carried out in Vietnam to have identified the dead. Essex police have confirmed that a man arrested in Dublin by Irish police over the unconnected matter on Saturday is a person of interest in their investigation.
Now, taking a look at more political news in Sri Lanka now, the election manifesto of the presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Minister Sajid Premadasa, will be unveiled on the 31st of October. Now, Minister Lakshman Kiriyala said the event will commence at 9 a.m. in Kandy.
Friends, the upcoming election will be a decisive one. To further ensure our victory, the election manifesto of Sajid Premadasa will be unveiled on the 31st in Kandy. We will add new policies to the manifesto. I announce that our Sajid Premadasa is in front. What we need for our country? We want a decent and well-behaved leader, a just and lawful, innocent individual without any corruption, accusations or blood in his hands by murders. I should say Sajid Premadasa is that kind of leader.
Well, that is a wrap of lunchtime news here on TV1. I would like to thank you for joining us today. Now, for more news, log on to our award-winning website, www.newsfirst.lk. For the Newsfirst team, I'm David Paldano. Take care.